Hi, my name is Francine and I have ovarian cancer. We don't know how long I have, so my job right now is to make every day count. We're gonna have to. Okay. All right, you ready? Hi, this is Iggy. I know you see a lot of cats in my video, but this is really my baby. We got Iggy a few years ago as a puppy. Ordinarily, I'm used to rescuing, but Chris has terrible allergies and we couldn't find a doodle in a shelter. So got him as a puppy. And then when I started getting sick, my energy was not matching his needs. Let's just put it that way. So we ended up rehoming him. But I am just so grateful and lucky with the family he has. He gets to run around with his little canine siblings. They have a fenced in backyard. He gets lots of exercise. He loves his new family. But where I'm really blessed is that they let me come and get him anytime I want. Oh no, put this down a little bit. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, say hi. It's a portrait. Yeah. So we're all blessed. We're all blessed. And Chris was never a dog person. He was a cat person, but he's an Iggy person, let me tell you. I mean, that has changed his mind a lot. This little one, he's so smart and he's so loving and he loves Chris. Loves Chris. Chris takes him on longer walks than I do. So this dog needs exercise. So I walk him and everything, but I used to get him for a couple of days at a time. And now it's pretty much about 24 hours. It's also not fair to Gloria because she's scared of her own shadow and they're both a little food aggressive. So there's a lot of hissing and growling if I feed everybody at the same time. It's just not easy. But he does get me out. He gets me out walking a little bit, which is good. And, you know, he's pretty much like, Mommy, can I get off your lap now? Yes, you can. I love you. And I'm getting ready to take him home soon. That's okay. That's okay. Thank you. Thank you for your service there. And he got off to say hi to Gloria, and Gloria just, there's Gloria just ran. Anyway, I just love having him here. He's just got fabulous energy. He's so smart. He's so loving. He gets so excited when I pick him up. Speaking of cars, I did want to thank you all for the donations, those who donated to my new car fund, which is just seeking a down payment for a new used car, because I'm going to need to get one in a couple months. And where would I be if I couldn't pick up Iggy and go to the doctors and car vlog with you? Anyway, I didn't quite hit the mark that I was hoping for, and that's okay, but I will keep the fund open. And if you're interested in donating toward my down payment, of course, it's very much appreciated. And I will just put that link in the description below. I have a general GoFundMe, I have a car fund GoFundMe, and I have Venmo. So thank you very much for those who donated, and thank you very much for those in advance. Today, I wanted to talk about question and answers. Along those lines, I wanted to start with a question that a viewer commented on. She stated, basically, why do people with cancer ask for money? I need a new car too. I don't understand how you can ask for money. And so I wanted to answer that first because, it is a valid question, but at the same time, I would just ignore it, except for the fact that he or she put it very politely. So let me say this. People with cancer are not the only people that have needs. We are not the only people that go on GoFundMe. GoFundMe would not exist if people weren't asking for help. Is it difficult? It is difficult, yes. If you're asking for tips, I would say go to GoFundMe. It has a lot of tips on how to set up an account and ask for what you need. There is no one stopping you for asking for money toward a car. It's very humbling. I will say I think that I would have gotten more money if I'd asked for help with my medical bills. But I can't do that. My medical bills are clear. I'm very happy in that regard, but I really can't work anymore. I mean, I work a little bit. It just supplements, what I need for bills. It isn't easy to ask for money. When you say, I don't understand how you can ask for money. Well, it's not an easy thing to do, but I hope you never have to find out. But GoFundMe is available. Okay, so let me go on to a question from Vicky Simon 6399. My question to you is, do you enjoy outside support other than your hubby, Gloria, and Gomez? You seem very grounded. Well, most definitely, Iggy, that's a no-brainer. But yes, I have a small circle of friends. Recently, I think I talked about this before, that I chose to keep my circle of friends contained because I don't have the energy to make a lot of new friends. I get a lot of comfort from YouTube subscribers just like you. And it kind of gives me something to do when I have the energy. I wish I had the energy to actually vlog every day. There are things that I do in the course of a day. Well, I'll turn to Chris and I'll say, oh, I should have been vlogging this, and just, you would have enjoyed it or what have you, or I would have enjoyed filming it. But I just don't have that kind of gumption. Look in my age now. I don't really have what it takes to do all that planning. Vlogging is very difficult, by the way. It is very time consuming. You may look at a video that's like 20 minutes, but it takes a lot to get that 20 minutes in. Neither here nor there. The answer is yes, I have family who are very supportive in any way that they can be supportive. Like, I'm not going to get a down payment of a car, but when I went through chemo and surgery, they were financial help. They don't all live very close. None of them really live very close. So that support is also from afar, but they come to visit, and I really enjoy that. Family and friends are very important to me. Gomez is going a little crazy, so sorry. I'm just going to close that question by saying that, yes, I do get support outside of Chris and the cats and Iggy, but I don't have a cast of characters to put on the videos. Not everybody wants to be on the video, but I'm a bit of a loner anyway. I mean, I am extroverted to a point, and I have lived a very public life. Public speaking, the church, my work. But when I come home, I usually decompress. Now it's very different because come home from doctor's appointments and tests and things that still exhaust me. I do speak at church here and there, but I don't know, it's just a different type of tired. And if I didn't leave the house for 2 days, 3 days, maybe, I go a little stir crazy after a while, but I can stay home an extended period of time. I think that that's part of what cancer has done. I don't get as antsy. I have to take a Ritalin sometimes just to stay awake. Anyway, oh, and I did also want to mention Chris's family. They're very supportive. They're just very supportive people. I know his mom is always concerned about what's going on with my health. I think just relationships in general are very, very important. If you don't have them, they don't have to be physical relationships in the real world. If you are alone, you can find that support online as well. All right. Thank you for the question. Well, Vicky also wants to know, would like to hear more about the spirit world and my understanding of who and what God is. Whew. That's probably another video, to be honest with you. I mean, if you look at my old videos, my early videos, my first playlist was the metaphysical and the spiritual. And I still have those videos up. That was right before I was diagnosed with cancer. And then I added a playlist. And I don't really add to the metaphysical one, but there are a lot of good videos there that will answer your question, Vicky. But I am a very spiritual person, and I do believe, obviously, in the afterlife and communication with the afterlife. And it's such a personal thing. But I'm going to point you to that playlist. All right. If I can, I'll link that playlist up there. It's like when I had a lot, like my longer hair and. Okay. Now I have a question from AI. Actually, I have a few questions from AI. I really like that. Like, we did this before, and AI does come up with some very interesting questions. So I asked AI to give me a couple more. Okay, what were your initial thoughts and feelings upon receiving the diagnosis? I knew the outcome. And that's just not being psychic. That is not, there's just a knowing, a sense of knowing inside. And I knew that the chemotherapy and the surgery, I'm not saying I didn't know they wouldn't work. I just didn't really feel I was going to beat the cancer this time. And so my first thoughts and feelings weren't necessarily dread. It was just I'm not really surprised. I think my initial thoughts and feelings the first time around when I was about 40, that was a little harder because I was younger and there were still a lot of things I wanted to do. Scary. It's a very scary thing to hear those words. And again, another video. Although I've talked about it before in other videos, I think that you're numb first. You're just numb. And then you decide, who am I going to tell first? Who am I going to call? And then you do a lot of Googling. You look at a lot of WebMD. This is just natural reactions. And then the dust settles a little bit and you go, okay, what's the plan? Thank you, AI. What do you want your legacy to be? I cover a lot of other people that have passed, who have left letters. I might do that. I should do that. I haven't done it yet because I haven't really been sick quite enough, but I should do it while I'm well enough and maybe add to it when I do start declining. Some of these words are just even hard to say. The thought of me declining, well, I will. I want to leave hope for other people, regardless of my outcome, especially for the people that are alone. There is psychological support out there. If you don't have friends to lean on or don't want to burden them, but believe me, most of them don't mind. I mean, if they're real friends, none of them mind. But I get it. Some people don't want to do that. I want to be here to offer information. I want to be here to leave a lasting impression long after I'm gone. I think that's enough legacy. I don't really need to make a huge splash in the ocean, just a little ripple among all the other little ripples. Because there are a lot of people that want to leave their messages to others. Because it's not an easy journey. And it's not something we talk about enough. Okay. Thank you again. How do you find hope and meaning in your life now? I don't have an enormous bucket list. I don't need to go see the Eiffel Tower. I just want to live the way I did before. And I know that's not possible. It's definitely not possible. But as I do have more days that are difficult, well, it's about making every day count no matter what's ahead, no matter what the day brings. I just try not to have a bad day even if I'm not feeling well. Sometimes I can do very little in the day. And even when I don't feel good, I know I'm going to snap out of it. I know at some point I take a long nap or I just wait it out. At some point I'm going to feel good again. And I look forward to that time, obviously. It's not always easy if you have plans. And I've had to rearrange things once in a while. But I still look forward to then feeling better and getting my goals done. Even if they're just watering the plants, I mean, I've just changed my perspective on what a goal is. It will never be going to the Eiffel Tower. I know that. I've been able to let go of a lot of things. And I think something that gives you no meaning and no hope are when you hold on to the bigger things that aren't realistic anymore. That's the ego not wanting to let go. And that's the ego's job, really, is to not let go, I guess. I don't know the dynamics of it like that, but I do find meaning in my life just to enjoy what little I have. And that is my husband and my stepchildren and my my animals and my brother and his family and my cousins, Chris's family. There's always somebody to talk to for me. There's always, I'm always getting messages to ask for updates. And the friends that I have in this area are also, they give me meaning. As long as there's a conversation to be had, and I'm always flapping my gums, that gives me meaning. If I can be there for someone else emotionally, even if it's through a text, just a kind word, serving others has always been my meaning. That's been for me. That's why I did volunteer work. And I can't really do it in that capacity anymore. But, charity begins at home. I have friends that are going through things. I'm not the only one. I'm not the center of the universe here. And I want to support them as much as they do me. And this is a very long answer, but even being terminal, life can still have meaning. It's about perspective. Okay, last question. What kind of treatment are you undergoing now? Not. After the chemo and the surgery failed, and then I did try a drug that wouldn't cure me, but it could have helped me last a little longer. That was really bad. The side effects were so bad, the oncologist took me off. I couldn't withstand it. You know, I even my face swelled up, and I had to get an MRI, make sure we didn't have a stroke. And then she said, well, there is another drug we could try. I researched that, and the side effects were different, but they were just as bad. So I chose, for now, not to have any treatments. And I'm not saying no, but there has to be a very strong clinical trial that has some, real promise. And I would consider it, but I haven't seen that yet. And I have a very rare cancer. So those are few and far between. I will say this, if I was younger, I probably wouldn't have quite that attitude. I'd probably fight because I was younger. I had a lot of life to look forward to, and my body could withstand a lot more. I was probably in less shape then, because that was back in the day when at my first diagnosis, I was very overweight. I had the bariatric surgery 10 years ago. So actually in more shape now, but just age at this point. In any case, please don't follow up with ivermectin. And I appreciate your just being here and listening. There's nothing I haven't researched, just so you know. I'm going to go take care of my little buddy and get him back. And then I have a call with the accountant to go over tax stuff. It's that time of year. All right. Love you all. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.